Sheesh, man. Yo, man. Y'all boys get in here, man. Y'all boys get in here, man. Y'all boys get in here, man. Sheesh, man. Bro, man. Sheesh, man. Damn. Where my light at, man? I ain't turning my light on. Sheesh, kind of dark. Boom. There we go. There we go. Picture looking better. Yo, what's happening? What's happening, man? What's happening? Man, we a little late with it today, man. We a little late with it tonight. But we a little late with it tonight, but I had to get in here. Had to get in here, man, before I go to bed and and chat with y'all a little bit. Yeah, man, I had to get in here, man, and chat with y'all a little bit before I go to bed tonight, man. Yo, man. Yo, crazy day. Crazy day in court today, man, for Diddy. Crazy day in court today for Diddy, man. Like I know I spoke about it. So I know yesterday when we talked, I kind of gave my opinion on scoring and seeing where and scoring the trial so far and seeing where we at, man. But boy, today the prosecutor, the prosecutors, man, they went in. They went in. They went in. They set up the stage. They set remember yesterday, yesterday's stream, I talked about how the way they ended the way they ended yesterday's court hearing, like they ended that thing on a fucking high note, bro. If they did not end this hearing today again on another freaking high note, bro, bro, oh my gosh, man, the way they attacked, the way they went in on Cassie to expose her experience with Diddy was freaking crazy, man. Bro, it's oh my gosh. But there was so much going on today, bro. Also, today, um, there was a press conference. Also today was a press conference for Tory Lanez. Yeah, there was a press conference for Tory Lanez. If you didn't already hear, so the press conference for Tory Lanez came, and they dropped a bombshell on us, man. They dropped a bombshell on us, man. I do not bro. They dropped a bombshell on us. So Tory Lanez may be innocent. Tory Lanez may be as innocent as he always pronounced and said that he was. That is wild. Tory Lanez may actually be innocent. Wow. So there was a press conference today for Tory Lanez where the family and his legal team made the public aware of the new evidence that has came that they want immediate release from jail for. So I believe the driver of Tory Lanez, he was missing. He was missing. He was missing. It was a lot of they were looking for him for court, and he was nowhere to be found. But he has now came back. But I think when he came back, it was already too late, and they were like, "Hey, it was gonna go into Christmas time," and then I guess Tory Lanez did not want the case to be prolonged, so they decided not to take the driver's testimony. So, but the driver has come out and gave and gave some very detailed descriptions of what's been going on, man. Bro, it's so much going on, and then also DDG and the restraining order from Halle Bailey, from son Halo. bro, that's so devastating, man. Like as a father, bro, I could definitely relate and sympathize to how he could be feeling right now. You know, it's man, it's just it's something that you can't even explain, man. It's something that you gotta go through, like to actually know, man. It's tough, man. I really do feel bad about it. What he's going through. Although Halle Bailey is alleging that domestic violence is one of the biggest reasons why this restraining order was put in place, as well as DDG's fan base has been going at Halle Bailey for not allowing DDG to be in his child's life. Bro, it's man, it's a crazy day, bro. Yo, I don't even know where to start. That's how crazy today has been with information and everything that's going on, bro. But I think we're gonna start. Sheesh, what is? Well, oh my gosh, I want to start on a high note, bro. I want to start on a high note. Let's start off with Tory Lanez. Let's start off with Tory Lanez. Because that's one of the it's because it's a short little clip and everything like that, short videos, and then we'll get to the Diddy trial where we do some more in-depth videos and longer length videos. So let's start with the Tory Lanez. Let's see Tory Lanez's legal team. Let's see Tory Lanez's legal team discuss the new evidence that has been put in place, and that they're looking for the support of the governor with this matter of trying to get Tory out of jail as soon as possible, so no other incidents could happen, man. Because that's 14 stabbings, man. When the father explains, like, I believe the father explains where how it all happened and everything. But yo, let's get right into it, man. Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Miss Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People, and that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Miss Harris had, where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times.
Unbelievable.
In essence,
Unbelievable, bro. Are you guys hearing this? Like, the driver comes out now and says exactly what happened that night. Because I don't know if you guys were paying attention to when this trial was going on, but when there was doing ballistics and seeing, when they were doing, I guess, okay, not maybe ballistics, not the right terminology for it, but when they were doing their investigation and they were getting, DNA samples and everything, Tory Lanez's DNA, they were having a hard time proving his DNA was on the gun. So for them to have actually convict him, it was more on Megan's testimony than anything else. So that is interesting that the driver is now coming out and speaking on this.
She had the gun.
So
she fired it 3 times. Informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Miss Harris had, where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw two women fighting, two men break up the fight, one man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. Passenger side is where Miss Harris was sitting. This further iterates that Mr. Peterson did not shoot Miss Pete, did not shoot at Miss Pete, or did not assault Miss Pete. It's just another irregularity in a list of irregularities in this case. For example, there were 3 potential suspects in the car that night, and yet the only DNA sample was taken of Mr. Peterson, even though unknown DNA was found on the gun. Why wasn't Miss Harris's DNA taken? Or was it?
He raised a lot of valid points, and I don't know, like I said, if you guys were paying attention to this trial when it was going on too, I had the same exact questions that he's asking. These are valid questions.
Taken, and the information simply never given to the defense. Why wasn't the driver of the car, Mr. Jaquan Smith's DNA taken? Or was it, and again, simply not given to the defense?
Oh shit, is it done? Sheesh. Is it done? I think it's done. Yeah, it is done. Sheesh. Bro, oh no, bro. Like, no, honestly, I agree, bro. I really do agree. Man, let's see. Let's go to TikTok and let's see what TikTok has to say. Oh, but let me let you listen to what his dad had to say, because I always love the way his dad talks. His dad always talks with so much passion and so much conviction, man. Like, I love the way his dad talked. Pause.
Because I've been asked to by my son. I want to dispel a few rumors because I've been asked to by my son, Daystar, aka Tory Lanez. Number one, Daystar does not have a drinking problem. He does not have a drinking problem, and that was not the reason why this situation happened. He was not out on the yard, as it was about 6:30 in the morning, and cells were just opened for them to be able to go out to breakfast. On the Thursday prior to this incident, I was called by him, and I was told of the impending threat. And my family and I huddled and did what we always do. We prayed. We get together every single day and we pray. Sometimes it is twice per day. Wherever we are in the world, at a certain time, we're on our phones and we are praying. We pray for him. We pray for you. Because our mandate is not about violence. We're not here for vendetta. We're not here for any of those things. My son, as I stood with him in the hospital room, on the first day, my wife being present, said, "Dad, I'm not holding any animosity against this guy. I don't want to take any action against him. Whatever the system does, the system does." But that is his stance, and that is our stance. Might I go a little bit further? Because this was not the...
I think, man, honestly, I think Tory Lanez ain't trying to press no charges because he feel like he ain't no bitch. He feel like he ain't no bitch, man. So shit, he like, bitch, I ain't gonna snitch. What the fuck? So hey, I honestly feel that's why he told his dad, like, nigga, I ain't gonna say who the fuck did this shit or what happened or what. Like, if it happens, it happens. Ain't no freaking like.
The first time I've said this publicly. Not holding any animosity against this. Stood with him in the hospital room. On the first day, my wife being present, said, "Dad, I'm not holding any animosity against this guy. I don't want to take any action against him. Whatever the system does, the system does. But that is his stance, and that is our stance. Might I go a little bit further? Because this will not be the first time I've said this publicly. I bear Megan Thee Stallion no aught at all. In fact, we have prayed for her on many occasions in our times of prayer. So this monster that Alex Spiro tried to create, and when I stood in the courtroom on that day and heard a corrupt prosecutor dismiss the fact that so many people, it was overwhelming the amount of people that sent letters to their office and were called to testify before the courts as they were considering sentence, which had already been decided, and the judge blatantly showed on that day that it really didn't matter what anybody said. It was supposed to be a forum in which it would be decided based on all the extenuating circumstances, etc. But it had already been decided behind closed doors. It's so funny that there is indeed a woman who has made it her life's mission to be the whip in the press or on the vlogs. I'm not even going to call her name right now, but those who know, know. Everything that has to do with Tory Lanez, I believe that she is in some way compensated to spread these narratives. And so before the sentence was read in court, she already knew. That's really interesting to me. I want to dispel a few rumors because I've been asked.
So there seems like the family think there's a conspiracy that that occurred, causing their son to have been incarcerated right now, and ultimately now fighting for his life. Although he's in stable condition and everything, but like this dude really got stabbed 14 times. So it seems like the family believes it's a conspiracy. So I'm really intrigued to see what's what and how this is going to be affected, and how they're going to go by doing this, because this is going to be interesting. This is going to be quite interesting. Let's see what social media.
The Canadian rapper Tory Lanez has been repeatedly stabbed in.
New evidence shows Tory Lanez might be innocent.
What happened?
Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion are both rappers. One night, Megan got shot in the foot, and she said Tory Lanez did it. She pressed charges.
Oh my gosh.
Ultimately, Tory Lanez was sent to 10 years in prison, and everybody was happy Megan Thee Stallion got justice.
If he shot her, he should be in prison.
However, Megan Thee Stallion's best friend Kelsey was also in the car. Kelsey was in the passenger seat when this happened, where the weapon most likely came from. And Tory's DNA wasn't on the gun.
Did they not test her DNA too and question her?
Her DNA was never tested, and she actually received immunity, pleaded the fifth, and never had to answer any Tory's questions in court. But now Kelsey's bodyguard years later is saying she shot.
Why is this evidence just coming out now?
Tory Lanez was impaled by a sharp object in prison 14 times and has multiple hits put on him. So the bodyguard said it's weighing on his conscience. He let an innocent man go to prison and he might pass away. So he came out with the truth.
Why would he go to prison and not speak up about this?
Tory Lanez is a rapper and doesn't believe in snitching. And once again, Kelsey was granted immunity by the court and didn't have to participate.
How did she get immunity?
Because she invoked her Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. So this entire time, Tory Lanez has been sitting in prison and the internet has hated him since. But now he's being revisited.
And when did he go to prison?
He was sentenced in 2023, but was accused in 2020.
He's been serving about 5 years in prison for a crime he didn't do.
Well, we don't know that yet! The way I see it, if he didn't do it, he should have just said that. Since he's already there, he might as well serve the rest of his prison.
No, we need to take another look at this.
No, he needs to serve the rest of his prison.
No, we need to take another look at that.
New evidence shows Tory Lanez might be innocent.
What happened?
Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion.
No DNA, no fingerprints, missing bullet fragments. Despite those concerns, rapper Tory Lanez, whose legal name is Daystar Peterson, was convicted in connection to the 2020 shooting of fellow artist Megan Thee Stallion in the Hollywood Hills, which left her with injuries to her feet. Tory Lanez was sentenced to 10 years, a full decade behind bars. To this day, Mr. Peterson, Tory Lanez, maintains his innocence, insisting he never fired the gun. Now, new evidence and claims are surfacing, including from a witness whose account contradicts key parts of Megan Thee Stallion's version of events that night. No DNA.
If they go back to court and confirm that Kelsey shot Meg and Tory didn't, Meg, you're cooked. she better get in the studio right now and record her last and final album. Cause girl, what?
No, for real.
But I always said since the beginning that I believe that Meg didn't know who shot her and that her back was turned, so she didn't see who had the gun. And I think maybe when she turned around, Tory did have it, but now it's confirmed that he had it because he took it from Kelsey. Or Kelsey and everybody else was like, oh, Tory shot you, Tory shot you, Tory shot you. And everybody just ran with that.
That's crazy.
Right?
That's
of course.
true.
It just makes more sense that he would do it, not her best friend. Ooh, it's been a week, child. P. Diddy, DDG, Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion. Wow. I mean, I hate to see an innocent man in jail. If Tory didn't do it, then release him.
Release that nigga,
if they go back to court and they, whatever, then.
No, honestly.
I don't know why the bodyguard didn't just come out and say that months ago, but okay. If they go back to court.
Yo, that nigga was hiding,
So
bro.
you knew the truth was about to come out. So you and Rock Nation tried to get my man's done up in prison. Now you going to prison. So you knew the truth was about to come out. So you and Rock Nation tried to get my man's done up in prison. Now you going to prison. So you knew the truth was about to come out. So you.
After that, he was being rushed to a facility nearby in a vehicle in which he said, and I quote, "Dad, I thought it was my last. And having made my peace with God, I said, okay, God, is this how it's supposed to end for me?" God said no. God told him, do not give up. In the car, upon which he turned to the attending officers and he said, you must get me to wherever is the closest place that I can get to. I'm bleeding out here. He didn't even know his lungs had collapsed. All he knows that he couldn't breathe.
Tory Lanez was innocent this whole time, bro. Kelsey was the one that fired the firearm 3 times, bro. And then Tory grabbed her arm, like, trying to stop it. And then it fired 2 more times after that. But it's video surveillance footage being released of Megan stepping on the glass. So nobody even got popped that day. But the crazier thing is, why is Tory Lanez getting in jail right as all this information is being revealed? Is that not suspect activity? Is that not weird, bro? Because it's like, bro, this would have been, ooh, free Tory, damn, I knew he was innocent. But it's like, now that the information being revealed, him getting poked, it's like overshadowing everything. Even though he's pulling through right now, bro, that's crazy. These them highly weird tactics, man. And you know how much money they made off, because you got to think about it. WAP went #1 after this situation happened. That means they made millions and millions.
I'll never forget the people that was beefing with me in my comments, in my DM, I might add, over Tory Lanez. Because, baby, it was always free Tory until it was backwards. But anyway, I also never forget, me and this one girl, we had mutuals. We didn't really know each other, but we always kikied on Instagram. And randomly, one day, I put on my Instagram notes, like, free Tory. Because I've been a Tory fan forever. Response
provides.
I'll never forget the notes, like, free Tory. Because I've been a Tory fan forever. Responds to my note, and she says, damn, I liked you. And then blocked me. Y'all think, like, when the truth continues to reveal itself, she's going to unblock me and apologize or not?
This provides affordable legal services for the underserved.
Nobody know, everybody know that Tory Lanez there prison, right? And whilst in prison, he was stabbed 14 times. He may also get 17 wounds to his back, 4 more injuries to his torso, 2 more injuries to the back of his head, 1 more injury to the left side of his face. Tory Lanez's 2 lungs collapsed. It's also reported that Tory Lanez is not breathing on his own. And even though this man is in pain, he's still talking, normal and in good spirit. Now make we speak on why Tory Lanez is in prison. Now I'm pretty sure that a lot of people know of the incident that happened with him, Kelsey, and Megan Thee Stallion, hence him being in prison. Now there is new evidence in this case. Now Kelsey, Megan's friend, bodyguard, came forward. And he claims that Kelsey was the one who shot Megan Thee Stallion, and he stayed quiet to protect her.
And you know what we was thinking, bro? I don't know, man, like if I was the only one, but this entire time I was thinking, bro, I think it was Kelsey, bro. I think it was Kelsey that did this shit, bro.
Now with this new revelation, we can say that Tory Lanez is innocent, been innocent, Megan been lying. Now I know the street have some codes. Maybe that's why Tory did not speak, because he did not want to be labeled as a rat. Like, God no, Jaja. But if we're gonna be honest, Tory Lanez did not have to speak. I think the investigation wasn't done properly, and it took Tory Lanez to get injured, stabbed, and we still don't know if he's gonna die. We hope not though, for this to come out. So an innocent man is in prison, got attacked in prison, and almost got killed because of a lie that a woman told. And we know American system working, and once a black, they really get a fair chance. Tory Lanez situation is no different. You got a lot of black brothers in there, innocent, serving time. I must say this though, free Tory Lanez, and let's see if Megan Thee Stallion will be punished for the lies that she told. Maybe not though. They don't normally get punished, and that is what is wrong with the justice system. Woman can just come and tell a lie on you, you do prison time for it. They found out it's a lie, they free you, maybe give you some money, she just go about her day. Jaja. Everybody know that Tory Lanez is there in prison, right? And whilst in prison, he was stabbed 14 times. He may also get 17 wounds to his back, 4 more injuries to his torso, 2 more injuries to the back of his head, torso.
The wrong people, the wrong way. Bruh, let's keep it a buck. Tory Lanez in there moving like royalty. He not just doing time, he running it. Tory ain't just sitting back. He dropping bags, making power plays. He moving like a Don, like a pharaoh. Real talk. Ain't nobody getting near him. You got smoke with Tory, you gotta go through damn near 100 dudes before you even think about reaching him. He got the block sewed up. That man is sitting in prison moving like a straight kingpin, with influence, loyalty, and protection on deck. He running it like it's his empire. Now Tory Lanez high-key running that jail. He ain't pressing the blacks. They all moving as one. But if you even look at Tory wrong, somebody might handle you.
Man,
not for
I
him.
don't know, bro.
Maybe just to even prove something to him.
I don't
That's
know.
how much pull he got. He not hiding it
I
either.
don't know,
Tory
bro.
been rapping like he
you
the
know
king.
what, bro? Hey, let's listen to let's listen to my boy 1090 Jake, bro. 1090 Jake be breaking that shit down, bro. He about to break it down for us, bro. Fuck that shit, bro. 1090 Jake about to break that shit
What's
down.
up, everybody? It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're gonna be speaking on Tory Lanez getting stabbed inside a prison and the man who did it. May 12th, 2025, located north of Los Angeles lies the California Correctional Institution in Tehachapi, California. In 2021, the prison closed its minimum custody facility, meaning its 2,600 inmates were level 3 or level 4. These are the most dangerous levels in California State Prison, where race, gangs, and strict politics are enforced with deadly consequence. The only step above this would be the maximum security inmates housed within the security housing unit, otherwise known as the SHU. A disciplinary confinement reserved for the prison's most violent, whose only escape from a cell is a human dog cage. It was 7:20 in the morning when 32-year-old Daystar Peterson, who's more commonly known as the rapper Tory Lanez, was violently attacked. TMZ would originally report multiple sources, including a corrections officer, claimed Tory was on the prison yard, but an updated report from a representative of the California Department of Corrections would clarify Tory was attacked within a housing unit. Prison staff rushed into the unit administering first aid while quickly determining Tory suffered life-threatening injuries, forcing them to call 911. Video would emerge of who's believed to be Tory Lanez landing in a life flight helicopter at Kern Medical Center in Bakersfield, California, an hour-long drive from the prison. With that distance, a helicopter was the only form of transportation able to move him fast enough to save his life. A message to Tory Lanez Instagram account would state he'd been stabbed 14 times. 7 wounds to his back, 4 to his torso, 2 to the back of his head, and 1 to the left side of his face.
Yo, they really was trying to take Tory out, bro. Like, no lie, bro. 14 stab wounds, bro. And the places, bro, he had collapsed lungs and everything, bro. Yo, whoever did this, bro, was really trying to take him out.
Both of his lungs collapsed, and he had to be placed on a breathing apparatus. Luckily, Tory was breathing on his own, and despite the pain, was talking normally, in good spirits, and deeply thankful to God that he is pulling through. He also wanted to thank everyone for their continued prayers and support. Based on his wounds, it can be assumed Tory was attacked from behind, as the majority of his wounds struck his back and behind his head. Initially, no word was released as to who did it, leaving room for speculation. Because this took place in California, the only time someone is stabbed and it doesn't result in a race riot is if they are stabbed by their own race. But that isn't the case here. Compton rapper Spider Loc would post a conversation with a current inmate at Tehachapi. The man would claim Tory was on a tier full of Mexicans when a Mexican stabbed Tory. He'd confirmed Tory had to be airlifted from the prison, and the prison was placed on lockdown. He'd also confirmed, as soon as the lockdown is lifted, the blacks will be seeking revenge on the Mexicans.
What's Gucci?
What's cracking?
What it do, Fod?
Shit, nothing much to look, right? This morning, brother, the Mex came out and bust on the boy Tory. You know, they airlifted him and all that, so, you know, that's going to respond. When we come off this shit, we're going to respond the right way to that.
They laid the yard down?
No, it happened in the building.
What was it over? It was over some, did he have a debt, a gambling debt or something?
Nah, nothing like that. Shit, we don't even really know. We don't even know the whole situation, you know.
So it was just like some foul play. So it's finna be up.
Yeah, it's here for sure with some foul play.
Damn, cuz. Wasn't nobody right there with him when it happened? Wasn't nobody right there with him when it went down?
Yeah, I guess nobody wasn't. He was by himself out there. He got a whole tier full of Mex. He on a whole tier full of Mex.
Wow.
But you already know, once we get off this shit, we press some play on, we press play.
I'm already knowing. God damn.
Tehachapi has a known reputation for being SNY, otherwise known as a special needs yard. These yards are known to house gang dropouts, snitches, sex offenders, and anyone else whose life is threatened by being in general population. But California has also recently implemented 50-50 yards, half general population, half SNY, to integrate the two prison societies. This goes against strict prison gang politics, mainly for the Mexicans and whites who are allegedly forced to attack any rival or SNY inmate to essentially remove themselves from the yard until they are placed back in general population amongst the quote-unquote honorable convicts. While general population is deadly, it's controlled chaos, and SNY yards can be just as dangerous, if not worse, as the gang politics that keep things in line go out the window and violence becomes rampant. It's unclear if Tory was in fact SNY, as that comes with its own bad reputation within prison, but it's likely Tory was placed on a 50-50 yard and his politics didn't require him to remove himself. Now, Tory's attacker would be identified as 42-year-old Santino Casio, a man with a dark violent history. On June 8th, 2022, a then 20-year-old Santino, who went by the name Sonny, was heard arguing with his 13-year-old girlfriend. Minutes later, she was shot in the face with a shotgun. Santino would go on the run for 2 weeks before being arrested. His own family would testify against him in court, how they heard the argument before the blast. A coroner would testify the barrel must have been 4 inches away from the girl's face before it went off. An interview from the day he was arrested will be played at trial, where Santino admitted to having a relationship with the 13-year-old girl for a month before the shooting. The girl was a runaway, while Santino was on parole from the California Youth Authority for burglary. In 2004, Santino would be sentenced to life in prison for murdering 13-year-old Evelyn Candejas and 2 other attempted murders from 2 separate stabbings. While in prison, he'd be sentenced to an additional 6 years for a prison stabbing on another inmate, and in 2018, he was sentenced to an additional 2 years for possessing a knife in prison. Santino Casio was as dangerous as they come, but his conviction for murdering a 13-year-old girl he'd been dating confirms he was definitely an SNY inmate, as he'd never be allowed to walk in general population without being stabbed or killed. Why he chose to attack Tory Lanez is unknown. Many question if Tory was targeted because of his own conviction for allegedly shooting his former friend Meg Thee Stallion. The fact that he had a female victim, many would assume would be reason enough for him to be hit. But Santino's case is far worse than Tory's could ever be portrayed, and offers no motive as to why this happened. Tory Lanez is expected to survive, and it can also be expected that Santino be placed in the shoe and receive additional time in prison for this attack. But what is more time to someone who's already serving a lifetime? A superstar rapper once on top of the world, now surrounded by killers with nothing to lose because of a stupid decision that changed the entire course of his life. Tory is lucky to have survived this, and hopefully remains lucky enough to survive the remaining years of his 10-year prison sentence. Now, when Tory was sentenced to prison, everybody assumed one of 2 things. One is his money and celebrity status is going to keep him safe. And 2, because he has a female victim, he could be targeted. I don't know if either one played a role in this, but the fact that Tory was damn near killed, right? Because prisons don't call in a helicopter for nothing. They all have medical units within the prison. Like, if it's superficial, they'll fix you. The fact that he had to be airlifted, his lungs collapsed, Tory almost got killed. This was a serious stabbing. Anytime a helicopter lands, it's serious. The fact that he survived this, and the fact that he was hit up in the first place, shows you how real prison is. Your celebrity status is not going to protect you. If you're accessible, it can happen to you. The fact that Tory was on an SNY yacht, from my understanding, doesn't mean he necessarily went PC for protective custody. From my understanding, the black race in California State Prison doesn't have to remove themselves from SNY yards because their politics don't do that. The whites and the Mexicans will not stay on a 50-50 yard. It's required that they remove themselves. The reason they do that is so they don't run into pieces of shit like Santino Casio, a man that murdered a 13-year-old girl that he was dating, right? General population, they don't want him there. So if he goes there, they remove him. But if they get placed into a dorm or a unit where they're surrounded by weird fucks like that guy, they gotta pop on somebody to remove themselves. The reality is, if Tory was never at that spot around that guy, this would have never happened. And that's the thing about general population. Even though it's so strict, it's controlled chaos. That's why when Spider Loc was questioning his boy inside of the prison, he was asking, was it a gambling debt or something? Did Tory do something? What would cause someone of another race to attack him? Because under controlled politics, that doesn't happen like that. But in this situation, with SNY inmates, there's no rules and everything is off limits, resulting in Tory Lanez damn near being killed. But let me know y'all's thoughts and comments in the comment section. Again, Tory is like 5'1", and from what I understand, he's been moving around like a regular inmate. The celebrity status doesn't hold that much weight to people that don't really give a fuck. You know, you got a lot of people in there that's never coming home. They don't care about the celebrity shit because they don't ever get the chance to experience it. This is prison. This is the reality of prison. And this could be your reality if you make a decision that lands you there. It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. Until next time.
Drag that in.
Yes. There's a lot of places you could get samples, but none of them compare to Co-Producer. I could search exactly what I'm looking for, and I could browse the best quality samples.
But anyways, I want to speak on something.
Alleges he was repeatedly violent with her. Bailey has got a restraining order against her ex, DDG. She alleges he was repeatedly violent with her and made her fear for herself and their 1-year-old son, and that there had been multiple acts of physical violence from DDG, whose full name is Darryl Dwayne Granbury Jr., since their split in October. Documents requesting the order say rapper and streamer Granbury has been and continues to be physically, verbally, emotionally, and financially abusive towards me. Adding, I am seeking orders to protect myself and our son Halo from his ongoing abuse. She included photos of her tooth and bruises on her arm following an alleged incident in her filing. On Tuesday, a Los Angeles judge ordered Granbury to stay away from Hallie and their son until a hearing in June. He was also instructed not to possess any weapons. BBC News has contacted Granbury for comment. Halle Bailey has got a restraining order against her ex, DDG. She alleges he was repeatedly violent with her.
I'm not trying to come on here and get the yapping because I can't, but, just still trying to understand, just trying to get it. I'm not trying to come on here and get the yapping because I can't, but just still trying to understand, just trying to get it. I'm not trying to come on here and get the yapping because I can't. I don't want to be talking yapping. I'm not trying to come on here and get the yapping because I can't, but, pretty sure, niggas know what's going on. I'm just still trying to understand, I'm just trying to get it. I don't want to just.
So Halle Bailey has filed and was actually granted a restraining order against DDG, who is her child's father. She alleges that he has been physically, verbally, and emotionally and financially abusive. So for background really quickly, they were together for it was 2 years. They began dating in 2022. They broke up back in October, and she said the reason why they broke up was his temper. She alleges that he had a really bad temper and he couldn't control it. She filed these documents Tuesday in LA, and she says that things begin to get physical. She alleges things got physical with him in January. So she said that's when the breakup happened. She says that one time DDG came over to pick up their son Halo. She tried to start a conversation with him about child visitation schedule, because in the document she's saying that she's been trying to get a set schedule. They both are entertainers. They're both busy, but he wants to allegedly pop up, demand Halo whenever it's convenient for him. And sometimes it doesn't work for her, and then it creates issues. So she said that they were having a conversation about the schedule, and then things kind of went left. She said that as this conversation was happening, she was assisting in buckling Halo into his car seat. And then that's when she claims that DDG grew agitated and repeatedly said, "Get out of my car, B word." She says that she then, she began to get upset because the baby started to cry, and she got nervous about DDG leaving with him because the baby was in such an aggravated state. She didn't want him to leave with the baby. And then that's when they started wrestling, allegedly. And she says that during the wrestling, she alleges DDG pulled her hair, slammed her face on the steering wheel, and chipped her tooth. She revealed to his family right away what had happened. And once they told her that they would take care of the baby, she left. She said she was hysterical. She had bruises all over her body and on her arms. Specifically on her arms were the ones that she took pictures of, and she included in the filing where she requested this restraining order, which she was then granted. And she also
which she wasn't granted.
She was granted.
Okay.
And she just talks about some of the things that she's been dealing with. She says that he'll allege things that like she's not letting him see the kid, but then she added text messages in where she was talking to his mom and she was trying to figure out how he could see the baby before they went away on the trip. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a conversation around if she was dating Brent Faiyaz or not, because people thought they were alleging that she was away on this trip with Brent Faiyaz with baby Halo.
Never heard that in my life.
That was a thing. It was a thing online, and she says that because of that, DDG began to text her like articles and she actually has screenshots of text messages allegedly from DDG in this doc. Basically, he's like, "Yo, this is foul. Hey, you got Halo. Watch when I go on a trip. I'm gonna do my big one when I go on a trip." And she saying to him like, "You not tired of like harassing me, like leave me alone."
They weren't together.
They weren't together at this point. So she included all of this into the doc. She filed a police report. From there, the judge said, "Okay, I'm going to give you a restraining order." So
horrible. I know that was hard for Hallie to do because DDG is a god on the internet, and those screamers, those chat folks, are going to harass the hell out of her.
It's already started, and
sure.
and she's mentioned that in her docs too, that she gets harassed anytime his fans get in a frenzy.
Yeah,
but it's already started. People are basically like saying that she's just doing this just to be doing it, like she's always messing with him. But she was granted a domestic violence restraining order, and according to the restraining order, DDG has to stay 100 yards away, and the judge gave her permission to take nearly the 18-month-old son Halo to Italy, where she'll be filming a movie for 2 months coming up.
And Hallie got a lot of receipts, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I told you. She got text messages in this doc that she filed. She has photos. A judge is not going to grant a restraining order just off of like oh my God, I think this is happening to me. You have to show what you're talking about, at least enough for a judge to say, okay, I want to keep you safe until we figure out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, or I don't want anything to happen. So let's separate y'all two, keep y'all away from each other, and let's look more into this. Let's investigate, figure out what's going on.
And she did what you should do in that situation, right? She went to the police.
Yeah.
Like she went to the courts. She was granted a restraining order. And I'm sure there's more to come in regards to the law. And that's what I'm saying. You can play on the internet in the court of public opinion, but in the real world, the court of law is what matters.
So Halle Bailey has filed and was actually granted a
No, dog, you ain't got your license yet.
No, you tired. He said I don't know how to spell.
No, dog, you ain't got your license yet.
DDG got the type of woman you got to stay away from. Because she posted on Instagram last night on her Instagram story that she's tired of keeping quiet and she's ready to tell her side of the story. And the people are like, what side of the story do you have? Like, this is not your relationship. This is your son's relationship. You don't have nothing to do with this. See, those are the type of mothers that enable their son bullshit. They allow it and they feel like, oh, my son didn't do this, or he was provoked or something. No. That's what you raised, baby. You raised an animal. You just don't want to believe it. You don't want to believe your precious son couldn't do nothing like that. What do you mean you're tired of keeping quiet about what? You knew he was over there doing that bullshit. You knew he was over there acting a fool.
She sound hurt.
But I guess you felt like, well, Halle made him when he chipped her tooth. She made him. That's the type of response that would come out of her mouth. That's that type of mother. What do you mean you tired of keeping quiet? This ain't got nothing to do with you, boo. She an enabler. I'm sorry, she's an enabler. DDG got the type of woman you got to stay away from.
Let me see what DDG
she
mama
posted on
said.
Instagram last night on her Instagram story that she's...
On Instagram, let's see. Ooh, let's see. Let's see, Instagram. Home. Okay, right here. Why am I blind? It say DDG mom respond. Excuse me. Uh-oh, is it right here? Uh-oh, is it right here? Uh-oh, it's right here, chat. Yo, it's right here, DDG's mom Response. Right here, chat. DDG mom response. Boom. Man, let's read this shit. DDG mom responds, okay, to allegations. Look at her. Okay. Lady got a pretty good relationship. Okay. I don't usually comment or say anything on this internet, even with all the negativity, the lies, and hatred towards mine. Damn, towards mine. Ooh, oh, hey, okay. However, these accusations have made me realize that I have been quiet too long. Oh my gosh. Says she's been quiet for too long. Let me see. Is it this one?
Motherfucking room with my brother stream, my mama is coming to bring that motherfucker in there. My mama is the reason why we get our motherfucking kids. I don't talk to my goddamn baby mama. My brother don't talk to, no, we don't, we go through my mama. W moms. You disrespect my mama, I can't talk to you no more.
Okay, DDG brother.
My mom is the nicest person in the world. When y'all see motherfucking Halo walking in the motherfucking room with my brother stream, my mama is coming to bring that motherfucker in there. My mama is the reason why we get our motherfucking kids. I don't talk to my goddamn baby mama. My brother don't talk to, no, we don't, we go through my mama. W moms. You disrespect my mama, I can't talk to you no more. Asking for help to purchase a new vehicle for me and my baby so I can take it again from school until the school year is done. You telling me that you need $40,000 for Woo Hop to go to school for 7 fucking days? Woo Hop last day of school is May fucking 20th. That's 7 fucking days. You need $40,000 to get back and forth to fucking, for 40,000? I spent $40,000 for my down payment on my fucking Maybach. You want a fucking Maybach for 7 fucking days? You have a fucking car. I pay for 4 cars, chat. Asking for help to purchase.
Show y'all that how can I take a car when somebody is driving it, right? Let's see. Is this the car I took? This the car I took? I want to show y'all real quick. This the car I took?
Didn't you text me?
That's crazy, bruh. That is crazy, y'all. That's how I took it. Show y'all that how can I take a car?
Bro, that's it. That's all she said. That she's been quiet for too long. I don't usually comment or say anything on the internet, even with all the negativity, the lies, hatred toward minds. However, this accusation has made me realize that I have been quiet for too long. Okay, what else, Mom? What the fuck else you gonna say? You got something else that's on your chest that you want to say? Interesting.
Why are they saying DDD? Alright, I'm looking at her story now.
So Aiden Ross was on Academic stream earlier, and he confirmed to Academics that due to this restraining order that Hailey put out there, he lost brand deals.
Oh, fuck. Fuck all that. Don't even. That can't even be real. Fuck all that, bro. Fuck all that. But that can't even be real. But, that's the thing. But don't even. But you remember we talked about last night? Fuck all that. Let me say something. It's not. No, I'm saying, but I don't know where that even came from. Yo, stop these fake allegations. This is a father. This is a real person. It's a good human being. Even, but I don't. But hey, bro, we on stream, bro. Come on, like I gotta be. Just don't do it, bro. Come here. Fuck all that. That's my real friend. We're not gonna do no false shit to ruin this stream. He's a great human being. He does a lot for a lot of people. He's a man. He's a father, and we're gonna respect him. We're gonna love him. WDDG, and fuck anyone who got anything to say.
Fuck the fake narratives, my nigga. Stop the bull.
Why are they saying DDG?
You wish it was fake narrative, bro.
Cool and shit. Listen, bro. I had DD dress me. Chad, DD is not gonna come on the stream. He's just gotta go handle what he's gotta handle. So all love to my brother. We will figure something out to redo this. I can still go to the studio with Cuff him, whatever y'all prefer. All love, all love. My chain, DD, I give it back to him. We're gonna go back to the warehouse, right?
I believe so.
Cool and shit. Listen, bro. I had DD dress me. Chad, DD is not gonna come on the stream. He's just gotta go handle what he's gotta handle. So
Man, that little ass chip, bro. If you don't get your man, so let's go back to this.
Tired of keeping quiet, and she's ready to tell her side of the story. And the people are like, "What side of the story do you?"
Exactly.
I need to let you go now. I'm hard to get hold of. I'll say one thing. Happy.
Yeah, I know the internet undefeated. You think that
I
is
need
true?
to let you go.
DDG mama has entered the motherfucking chat. And I'm gonna start off by saying I can't stand moms like this, but we gonna get into it. I usually don't comment or say anything on this internet, even with all the negativity, the lies, and the hatred towards mine. However, these accusations have made me realize that I have been quiet for too long. Now, bitch, don't get your ass on here talking yourself in a motherfucking hole you can't get yourself out of. When shit hit the fan, why the females always gotta be a liar? Like, I understand, 6 times out of 10, that's the case, but not this case. She don't have no reason to lie. The bruise marks are right there. She's light-skinned. They're right there. She little as fuck. Like, he shouldn't even be grabbing up on her, hitting her, none of that. Her tooth is chipped. Like, she's not going to make this up. Like, come on now. You're a female. You're a mom. Stop this shit. I know you're trying to protect your son or whatever, but stop this shit. Because she didn't even want to bring this shit to the internet. And there have been so many times where this motherfucker did not want to bring this shit to the internet. What is you supposed to do? Remember, I was telling y'all.
She's a fan of her.
Bro, tell me why Holly is dating Brent Fayez, and then Holly had Halo in front of Brent Fayez. The same one that was telling DDG don't have Halo around the hers. You ain't think about that. It's called hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy?
No, not hypocrisy. What's that word? Hippopotamus. No, hypocrite. Hypocrite. And then she just accused DDG of abuse.
Yeah.
And then I think that she trying to get a restraining order on him or something, but I don't really know too much. But I know enough. you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know too much, but I know enough. But look though, what I'm saying is the shit is getting wicked. I don't know if she's the bitter baby mama or DDG be antagonized Halo. I mean, Holly. Mermaid. I don't know, but let me know what you guys think down in the comments below on my talk.
Well, no more Halo. Things just got 10 times worse for DDG after Holly has just filed for full custody and stated that he can no longer be with the kid alone ever again. You see, she has brought to the court's attention that she wants complete full custody of Halo due to her abuse and stated that DDG can only be allowed to see Halo for 6 hours, one time out the week, and it has to be through a supervised company. She stated that he also is banned from ever taking the kid out places with him or like out the country without permission or consent. Claiming the reason she's doing this is because in the past, DDG has quote unquote tried to abduct Halo or hide Halo from her instead of returning Halo. So now it's up to a court to see if she gets everything that she's asking for. And if she does, he is cooked. As you guys remember, she's accusing him of attacking her and leaving bruises and chipping her tooth. you have women on social media parading this, saying that yes, she needs to do this because DDG should not be around that kid, no way. And you have others saying that this is a messed up thing to do to a father. Regardless of the fact, I got no opinion on this. What
Do you know how much of a weirdo you have to be to sneak into your baby mama's house, take a picture of her empty bed, and then send it to her? So Halle Bailey claims that she has been being both abused and harassed by her baby daddy DDG and has been granted a restraining order because of it. He is not to come within 100 yards of her or Halo, and she has also been granted permission to take Halo to Italy for the next 2 months while she's filming a movie. I remember when all this shit was going on and he was claiming that Halle was keeping him from seeing Halo and all that bullshit. I kept saying that Halle was being so quiet because she was working on her court case. So far, this is what's been reported. So Halle and DDG, they broke up back in October. Back in January, allegedly, they got into a physical altercation while Halle was sitting in the driver's seat of a car. She was, again, allegedly, trying to have a conversation with DDG about a custody arrangement for Halo. Something about the conversation led to him getting aggravated and getting physical with her. He started wrestling her, pulling her hair, and smashed her head into the steering wheel. Then in March, he sneaks into her house without permission, goes into her room, and takes a picture of her empty bed. Sends her the picture of the bed and a text message saying, "Now I know what you've been on." I guess insinuating that she had been sleeping with somebody else. And even if she was, how the fuck is that any of your business when y'all not together? And then allegedly 4 days later, he came to her house to pick up Halo, and they were both sick. This is when all that stuff happened, when they had RSV and he was making a big deal about not being able to see his son. She told him the baby is too sick to leave the house. He gets mad. He allegedly got very verbally abusive, took her phone, and also smashed her Ring camera. She claims that she has the footage to prove it. And then Halle claims that the last straw for her was on Mother's Day whenever she was on vacation with her sister, and he's sending her text messages about her being on vacation with some man. I guess people were posting on Twitter that she was actually on vacation with this guy, some celebrity, some singer or something. He sends her these messages with the Twitter article. He says, "You think you hurting my feelings when you really just ruining your own image. This is a terrible look, makes you look disgusting and evil. Enjoy your vacation. Happy Mother's Day. Just have the same energy when it's my turn to have him. I'm on the same shit." First of all, why would you do that on Mother's Day of all days? Second of all, even if she was with this guy, again, how is that any of your business? Let's not pretend that DDG don't be with a different chick on social media every other day. If she wants to hang out with somebody else or even date somebody else, she's able to do that. They are not together. But she responded and said that she wasn't with any man because she had Halo, and asked him to please just let her enjoy her Mother's Day in peace. With everything that she submitted, she was granted that restraining order, and she was able to finally shut him the fuck up because he's not allowed to talk about her or Halo. I know y'all gonna have a whole bunch of stuff to say because it seems like every time a woman claims domestic violence, y'all are always like, well, I want to see more proof, or what did she do to him, all types of shit. Y'all are still stuck on Halle just being a bitter baby mama, but honestly, I really do not think so. I'm not even the type to just automatically side with women. I call women out all the time. Hell, scroll on my damn page. But I knew when DDG was claiming he wasn't able to see his son, even though he was with his son on live stream every damn week, that he was a liar and a manipulator. Y'all gotta stop thinking that it's automatically the baby mama who's the bitter one. Sometimes it's the baby daddy. Not only is he bitter, but he's weird, and I'm glad for the time being she don't even have to deal with him. Do you know how much of a weirdo you have to be to sneak into your baby mama's house, take a picture of her empty bed, and then send it to her? So Halle Bailey claims that she has been being both abused and harassed by her baby daddy DDG and has been granted a restraining order.
With this DDG and Halle situation?
Man, fuck that shit. Bruh. Man, I'm heading to bed, bro. Fuck that shit, bro. Yo, I gotta be up in a couple hours, man. Nigga dead tired, bro. Long as hey, bro, I'm heading to bed, man. Yo, I appreciate y'all boys for tuning in, man. As always, man. I love y'all boys, man. Another good stream, man. Yo, I feel like I've been cheating y'all, man. I feel like I haven't been doing my 4 to 5 hour streams. I feel like I've been cheating y'all, man. I gotta figure this shit out, bro. But for sure, definitely, and I will be starting to add some. I'll start adding some videos onto the YouTube channel. So, yo, be on the lookout for that. And as always.